Could we live in a world where some humans are not considered people, but animals are? You can turn back now, or learn the stuff they don't want you to know. Here are the facts. Personhood can be a slippery concept. Throughout history, slaves, minorities, criminals, children, and women have all been, at some point, considered less than a person. In some cases, an entity doesn't have to be human to achieve personhood. We covered the notion of corporate personhood earlier, but it's far from the last or most controversial subject here. What if animals also, legally speaking, became people? Here's where it gets crazy. There are ongoing movements to grant non-human personhood to cetaceans, primates, and elephants. In 2008, the Environment Committee of the Spanish Parliament passed a resolution to grant rights to great apes. Today, the Institute for Ethics and Emerging Technologies, the Great Ape Project, and cetaceanrights.org advocate for non-human personhood. And experts are listening. At the 2012 Vancouver meeting of the American Association for the Advancement of Science, activists, philosophers, and scientists argued that dolphins should be considered non-human persons. The same group presented a Declaration of Rights for cetaceans, arguing that dolphins exhibit self-awareness, personalities, and more. In 2013, Yale plans to host a conference focusing on personhood for apes, cetaceans, and elephants. This movement isn't without critics. In the case of the Spanish law, Bishop Jose Ignacio Munilla Aguirre warned that it goes against Christian anthropology, against reason, and against nature itself. Aside from religious arguments, there's another question often raised. Why pursue animal personhood when millions of actual humans still don't have basic rights? It's a valid question. An estimated 12 million humans are stateless, deprived of basic human rights and practical personhood. Could we live in a future where animals have rights that millions of human beings do not? It's frightening, but it's just possible. To make this comparison, we'd need to know more about the stateless, how many there are, which countries control them, and so on. Those details can be difficult to find. Countries across the planet seem increasingly receptive to giving animals personhood, but when it comes to personhood for their own refugees or stateless residents, that's something countries across the world don't want you to know.
Nobody ever trained a porpoise, but judging by their ability to stand on their tails, they have possibilities. They're friendly, too, and don't even resent people who crowd in among them.